What's up, beaters? Day 21. So, for today, we're gonna use some angle iron to make the mount for the air tank. I modified the bracket for the brake line, and that shit is pretty solid. So, what I'm thinking is making the bracket to fit the air tank right here. But I want it to be removable, so we'll make it to where we can bolt it in some of these holes. So let's get some measurements for the span across, and then we'll get some measurements for the bolts. I need to measure the tank and see how wide it is for the diameter to the mount, so we make sure that we have enough room so we're not hitting any of this. And we'll put the air tank right here, and then we'll make another bracket and set the air compressors somewhere right here on the inside. I'm thinking we'll mount the management somewhere back here too, like the manifold, and then just run all the air lines here. But we'll see where we're at once we get the tank and everything else mounted. So let's get it. All right, John, here's what I came up with. I just bolted up the two angles right here. Obviously, I didn't make it wide enough, but we make it work. We always do. So, that'll be the air tank. And I want to say it doesn't hang below the frame, but it might. So we'll see. The only thing I'm really worried about is this port, because this is where the drain is going to be. I'm going to bolt it up there anyway and see what it does. But since we ended up putting it there, I'm thinking this is a port I want the air compressors to tie into. So if we do this, I'm thinking about just bolting up the air compressors right here, and then just run the leader hose straight in there, and just bolt them to the side of the bed, and just turn the heads to where they're, pointed up. That's what I'm thinking right now. But yeah, I think, shit. I'm pretty sure we're clear of the bottom of the frame. I'm gonna have to measure. My concrete isn't super level, but I can measure from here to the tank and then from here to the frame on both sides, just to make sure it's level, which I'm pretty sure it's not, because I think it's leaning back anyway. But I'll measure that, and then just make sure that we're clear on the tank. And if we're clear on the tank, then I'll just put a little petcock for the water drain there. And then I'll have to plug this port, put a plug there. And then from here, we can go to the management, and then we might go to air tools, or maybe I'll leave that one for air tools, this last one right here. Run it towards the frame and then out, and just leave that quick connect I was talking about. And then these two, I can just plug them or put a valve on them for future use. But either way, we're making a little bit of progress. I think I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these. These were gonna be a bitch to get a nut on the under this bracket, so I ended up just using I ended up just putting rib nuts on it. These cuts aren't pretty, but they'll hold. And but yeah, I mean, the bracket's pretty solid. I just need to tighten up the tank. I'll tighten up the tank here and then get measurements to make sure that the tank is clear from the floor when I'm laid out. And I'll compare it to what the frame is going to be. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and just mount the air compressors here close. I need to pull them out of the box and then see where how long the leader hose is. Because I know the Air Zenith uses AN fittings. So we'll put the AN fittings in here, and then run the leader hose. See where the compressor feels comfortable, where it's not like in a bind or anything. And then we'll bolt it onto the side of the frame. We'll do the same for the other compressor. And then I got a couple of hitches. This one actually had a hidden hitch that I knew nothing about until I took the bed off. But I have this hidden hitch, and then the homie Richie from El Paso, which she sold me this too. Huge shout out to the homie Richie. This one is the one that goes like under the bumper. So I'm thinking maybe just making that one work. That way it doesn't block anything that I'm trying to do with the frame right now. So let's do that. Let's finish bolting this up and then get a couple measurements, make sure we're good. And if we're good, we'll go ahead and mount the compressors. And then we can start planning out airlines, fittings, and all that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off and just go ahead and put this plug on here, just so I don't gotta mess with it anymore. I still have to paint this. I ran out of paint. Maybe. I'll see what I can find on my shelf. But I think I got some more gloss black epoxy, so I'll go ahead and paint this and then tighten the tank and then do all that. Let's get it. All right, guys, while we wait for paint to dry, let's clean up some of this shit for the engine so we can button it up. So honestly, all I'm gonna do is spray this with some brake cleaner, wipe it down, and slap it on. Okay. I put the winder tray on, I put the pickup tube on, I washed the oil pan. I need to clean it up, finish cleaning it up, bolt it on. I got the oil pump on. Then we can flip the motor over, finish putting it together, and then we can clean up the transmission, slap it together, put the mounts on, and hopefully we can throw it on either tomorrow or Sunday. But we'll see how far along we get with those compressor mounts. All right, guys, it took me forever, but we got the bracket on. We got the fittings for the leader hoses on right here. So what I'm thinking, this motherfucker's heavy. These Air Zenith compressors are fucking awesome. But anyway, I'm thinking of making like a drop bracket and mounting it like, well, hold on, I got it backwards. Mounting it like right here, and then just bolting it to the frame. So we got this mounted, we got it painted somewhat, and shit, we got that plug in there. So tomorrow I'll fab up the brackets for the air compressors, and I'm gonna mount one right here, and the other one is gonna go right here to this leader hose. It'll be something like that. And then I'm thinking of making a bracket off of here to mount the management. And I'm gonna get that tow hitch bolted up and then make a bracket where I can mount my batteries that clears the tow hitch. Because I wanna run 2 batteries. So I'll run one here and then the other one right beside it, right here. That way everything for the air management is powered real close, and then I'll just run power wire to all the engine management stuff. But it doesn't seem like a lot, but it was a lot. But we're getting there. That's it for today, Beaners. Peace.